Hey everybody, welcome back to the Zelda Universe Mailbag. I'm your host James, answering your questions as always. So let's just get started. The first question comes from Zelda Obsessed. The question is, what is the relationship between the Ocean King and the other deities in Legend of Zelda? Is he greater, lesser, or the true ruler of the sea? Because I thought the Goddess of Wisdom was the ruler of all water. And also, the three fairies from Phantom Hourglass, are they the embodiments of the goddesses or just their traits? I think the Ocean King is more just a ruler of his own domain, so he's not really a greater or lesser power. Just like the Windfish in Link's Awakening, the Windfish rules that area, the Ocean King rules his area. Whether it's the Great Sea or not, I don't think it's ever explained in the game, but take it as that. The Goddess of Wisdom, I don't think is the ruler of the water. I think in the Ocarina of Time explanation, I might have this wrong, but I think Nehru created the land and the water. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's the ruler of that. Just like Poseidon in Greek mythology, I think Poseidon was the ruler of water, right? Did he create it? I know I'm treading into water that I don't normally tread into and I don't know a lot of, but that's my thinking on that matter. As for the fairies, I don't think they're the embodiments. I think they just possess their traits. Just a coincidence like wisdom, power, and courage are throughout the whole series. I think that's just what they cover. They're not the goddesses themselves. The next question comes from Justin Basil. That's a very long question. I'm going to try and paraphrase it the best I can. First of all, he states that he loves the Zelda Universe page on YouTube. I love the Zelda Universe page on YouTube as well because it gives me another form of media to portray myself in. The basis of the question is, every Zelda game that's ever had has a subtle hint that portrays itself in a future game. Like Ocarina's masks are used as a very short side quest in that game, but in Majora's Mask you get the whole mask parade. What he's trying to say is that the Dark Link scene in Twilight Princess, he thinks that that's going to be a portrayal in the next game. It was just thrown in there at random, and whether or not it's going to play a big role in this game, he doesn't know, but he thinks that maybe that Link's going to have a darker side in this game, that you have the choice of portraying Link as a good side, bad side character, like Fable did very well. And he's asking if that would be a good idea. I actually do think it's a good idea. If Zelda team is trying to shake up the whole series a little bit, that might be a good idea. I don't know if they'll choose it or not, but the fact that the series portrays Link as this hero, there's got to be a bad side to him somewhere. I mean, we all have choices we make. The majority of us choose the right choice, the good choice, the choice that won't get us thrown in jail. But there's always that voice in the back of our head that says, well, what if I did this? What if I did that? What if? As much as you try to convince yourself that that voice isn't there, it's there. You just don't most people don't hear it. So to portray that in a Zelda game might be a good stretch from the series. Whether you choose that Link is good, like he normally is, or whether Link is bad. That might be a good addition to the series, but we'll see how it works out. The next question comes from Noah the Nintendo Nerd. Good name, good name. What would you think of a Zelda game where Link and Ganon must join forces, even though they don't want to? I know it would be a big difference to the story of Zelda, but I'd like to see that happen. You said it would not seem possible. I agree with you, but then again, when the original Mario games were out and Mario and Bowser were mortal enemies and you'd never think they would work together, Nintendo has done it well that in Super Mario RPG, Super Paper Mario, Bowser's Inside Story, they've had Mario and Bowser team up whether they wanted to or not. There was a bigger evil that they had to overcome in order for them to go back to being their enemy-ish ways. It is possible, but improbable in the Zelda run, because Ganon and Link are just two very opposite entities. Mario and Bowser both have a love for Zelda. No, not Zelda. Wow, that was bad. Princess Peach. That if Peach is captured by someone other than Bowser, Bowser gets very personal and joins Mario if he has to. So something like that would have to happen in Zelda, like some huger evil than Ganon, which in the series isn't there, would have to be there for them to team up. The next question comes from Jonathan. He asks, do you believe that the Minish Cap in the timeline is the end of the Master Sword? Because the Picori blade looks like the Master Sword to me. Then later in the game, when you make the Four Sword, it starts the Four Swords saga. I hate delving into timeline theories, but I don't believe that's the case. I actually did a little bit of research. Yes, the two blades do look the same. I'm a little colorblind in purples and blues, but the Picori blade look a little bit more purple than the Master Sword. Master Sword looks more blue to me. And also, the creators of the swords are different. It's stated in lore that the Master Sword was created by the Sages, and that the Picori blade was created by the Minish. Whether they're in Legends the two same entities, it's never explained, but those are the two creators of the swords. So technically right now they aren't the same. Next question comes from Alisco. Hey there, this is a random question, but which of Link's partners did you like the best and why? I have another guest appearance in this question which you can read in the text, but I'm going to give you my opinion. I chose Midna. Out of all the characters that you mentioned, including Midna, Navi, Tattle, even Zelda in Spirit Tracks. I don't see Zelda as a more of a partner. I think Zelda's in the series no matter what, so you get her story no matter what. But out of the partners that are unique, Midna is the most unique. I also get drawn to like sarcastic and smarky personalities. When you get Midna, she's very sarcastic. She doesn't follow the rules, and you also get her story the most. Navi, you get a little bit. She's a fairy for the Great Duke Tree, whatever. Tattle is trying to find her brother and get back at the Skull Kid, but never really fleshed out. Midna is the Twilight Princess, and her story that she's exiled from the Twilight Realm and all that is a very unique story to me, and the best partner that you can ask for in a Zelda game. And this last question I'm going to answer very quickly. The question was, which of the 14 Zelda games have I completed? I've completed A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time, both Oracle games, not linked. I've linked them both, but I've beat them individually. I haven't beaten Ganon yet. The Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Phantom Hourglass. I'm very close to beating the Minish Cap. I was in Vadi's castle, but I never truly beat it. I'm going back to try and beat it again. And the other games I'm in the process of trying to beat. That's the mailbag for this week. As always, I would like to hear your questions. The link will be in the text. And have a great week, everybody.